gentlemen, it is now time for your Pro Wrestling Noah versus the World Main Event! It is set for 1 fall and it has a 1 hour time limit. Introducing first.
That music can mean one thing. It's echoed through arenas all across Japan for over a quarter of a century. The flags are out to welcome a living legend of professional wrestling.
And the founding father of Pro Wrestling Noah.
Kotaro Suzuki, the tag team partner, and there he is, Mitsuharu Misawa. You want to know why the Pro Wrestling Noah mat is green? Because as you say, Misawa, the founding father, created this company, created it in his own colors.
And the whole Noah name and the arc, you know, the navigation away from what was All Japan Pro Wrestling. That's why these tours are known as European Navigation and Spring and Autumn Navigation in Japan. You've got that, you know, the Noah's Ark logo is part of the Pro Wrestling Noah logo. All the concept of that man Misawa. And here come their opponents, including hometown boy from Faringdon, Mark Haskins, who's normally booed out of the building wherever he goes.
I don't think it's going to be the case tonight.
So this is going to be very curious for me, seeing him clearly the popular one.
First of all, Bison Smith, an absolute monster of a man, and there he is! The star attraction, Mark Haskins, that's what he's known as, and tonight there's no doubt about it, he is the star attraction. There are a bunch of his family here in the crowd. His mother and father were there, very proud of their on today. They're in the crowd, and this is just an amazing opportunity for this man to perform in his hometown. And what a tag team partner he's got. This is such an interesting tag team. Mark Haskins, small guy, charismatic, full of fire and vigor, and he's in there with Bison Smith, who's a big, barrel-chested monster.
We'll talk about each of these individually as the match goes on, but let's go over to Matt Summerton for the introductions to our main event.
Ladies and gentlemen, this Pro Wrestling Noah versus the World main event is a tag team attraction set for 1 fall with a 60-minute time limit. Introducing first, team number 1, on my left in the blue corner. Firstly, from Wannabe, Japan, 183 pounds, Kotaro Suzuki! And his tag team partner, from Saitama, Japan, weighing 243 pounds, Mitsuharu Misawa! And their opponents to my right in the red corner. First of all, from Faringdon, and weighing in at 217 pounds, this is Mark Haskins!
Talk about fired up.
Absolutely.
And his tag team partner from Denver, Colorado, USA, and weighing 281 pounds, Bison Smith! Referee Ricky Mitsuharu.
What do you think Mark Haskins' heart rate is at this moment? I am so excited for this, and I'm only commentating. I can't even imagine what's going through Mark Haskins' brain at this moment.
Well, you'd think Haskins would want to target Suzuki because they're matched up in size.
Yeah.
But then there's part of you that thinks, I want to get in there with Misawa.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I want to see what the fuss is all about.
There's a lot of fuss. Trust me, there's a lot of fuss.
Well deserved.
Yes.
But there's nothing like experiencing it by wrestling the guy.
No.
So here we go. We start off with Mark Haskins and Kotaro Suzuki. So Stu, tell us a little bit about Kotaro Suzuki if you want.
Well, Kotaro Suzuki, one of the top junior heavyweights now in Japan, and the interesting thing was a couple of days ago actually celebrated his 30th birthday. Despite that, been wrestling for quite a number of years, and he's innovated quite a number of moves as well. Got quite a lot of wacky move names, and I think we'll see some really interesting stuff, a bunch of stuff perhaps that Haskins has never seen before. Suzuki's still very much under the learning tree here. This is a pleasure for him to have to tag with Misawa, and you can watch the legend close up. But in saying that, he's had quite a bit of success in his own. He's been the junior tag team champion and also the singles junior champion as well.
And of course the Noah training dojo that he came out of, 30 men entered and he was the only one who came out of it in one piece basically.
That's pretty much how it works in Japan. There's a big attrition rate, and
sounds like WAW training academy. You survive it.
Yeah, you don't graduate, you survive. But again, I mean, we talked about it earlier on about how all the Japanese dojo graduates, or survivors if you want, are all really well drilled in the basics. And Mark Sloan, who's the trainer for Mark Haskins, very much subscribes to that same notion.
Definitely, yes.
So at the minute, both of these guys exchanging the holds. Haskins trying to fire the crowd up. I think he just has to fire the crowd up by being Mark Haskins.
Well, yeah, it is very strange to hear him being cheered like this. As I said, I've known the guy to be on the opposite end of the fans' emotions normally.
Yeah, I've never seen him in this sort of an environment before.
Well, it's not just the Japanese that are in a new environment there.
Absolutely not. Drop kick right to the chest there.
And I think he went to tag and realised he was in the wrong corner.
Tope
takes him down in stereo. Now, normally I don't think Haskins would do such a move so early in the match, but you can really tell how fired up he is here.
Well, that's the thing, actually. I mean, we talked about his heart rate earlier on, and, how settled is he? How much is his heart racing? How much does he want so badly to perform in front of his family that he's going to try and do something like that early in the match? And it may not work for him, especially that early in the match.
Well, here comes the big man, Bison Smith, the biggest man in this match. Saw him for the first time last night, and my word, did he impress me.
He's a hoss, quite simply, is what he is.
Well, here comes Misawa.
Now wait a minute.
A history of super heavyweight Americans in Japan.
Yep.
From your Bruiser Brodies, Stan Hansen, Dan Spivey, Terry Gordy, Vader, Bam Bam Bigelow. And this man is very much in that mould of the hoss, the ox, whatever you want to call him.
Well, Japanese pro wrestling was founded on the concept of Japan versus America. And they've always liked to have those big, hoss-like Americans that they can put their Japanese heroes up against.
But don't be fooled by the size of this man, because he is tremendously agile.
Absolutely. And Misawa is a guy that, we talked earlier about Kikuchi, that I think injuries over the years have slowed him down a bit. And I think that's the same with Misawa, that's fair to say. He's not the man he was, but he's still got a lot in his arsenal.
But you watch, Misawa picks his spots. Every single thing he does is done for a reason.
He works smarter now than he probably ever has.
Absolutely, it's being economical with your body.
I mean, you want to know about Misawa, as I said earlier on, he's been wrestling for over a quarter of a century now, 26 years old, 46 years old, but a 26-year veteran. And we talked about training earlier on. You want to talk about trainers, this guy can count people like The Destroyer, Giant Baba, Dory Funk Jr. as people who trained him. You're not going to get much of a better education in the wrestling business than that.
No, and of course he's won pretty much everything there is to win.
Yeah.